This is another story from my life in the Mafia. I made millions of dollars and became the boss of a family. Obviously, once you're at that level, you can never get out. I can't tell you if he's tell you my name or show you my face. There's still people that I've shown respect to, even though I'm not as active as I used to be because of my age. But these are just some of my stories that I'm sharing with you. Stories to maybe keep you from making many of the same mistakes that I have made and others before me and probably others to come. So as I told you the last time, I started to move up, and as you start to move up, people start to take notice of you. And the man that I was under, Mr. Manizaro, he decided that it was time for me to have what is known as a gooba. And gooba, what that person basically does is keeps you out of trouble, kind of helps you along the way. And learn from your gooba, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, things like that. It's like a counselor for you. And so I had a good friend of mine. Even though many of the businesses I had were legitimate, there were many illegitimate businesses that I was a part of because of it very lucrative. And one of those illegitimate businesses was gambling. And so I knew many people who gambled, everybody from police to judges to lawyers, every kind of professional, construction workers, everybody, all walks of life. Didn't matter to me the color of your skin or just the color of money. That's all that mattered to me. But I had a friend by the name of Joseph. Was a very good friend of mine. He was liked to gamble a lot, and he had gotten over his head, which I knew, but I didn't know how bad it had gotten. Because I was called to a meeting by an associate of another family related in the business that I was in. And they informed me that this friend of mine's Joey had gotten into a great deal of debt and he had not been paying, and they were considering killing him. They called it clipping. They said, we're going to have him clipped as well as his family and some of his other friends because they felt that he had disrespected him, and so they wanted to kill his family, which is something that most people usually don't do, but that's, he owed thousands of dollars and these people were very upset. So I talked to my Goomba about it, and he told me that this would be an opportunity if I wanted to talk to some of these people and at the same time make my bones, because for you to become a made man, you have to make your bones, and for you to make your bones, you have to kill someone. That's as simple as that. And so we made the arrangements to do this because I wanted to save his family. I didn't want his whole family killed because of his bad habit that he had acquired. And I loved him. He was a good friend of mine, but I knew that I didn't have a choice if I was going to save his family, maybe his kids and his wife and things like that. I was going to have to do this. So we had a get together as we always did, and he was like most guys. He had a lot of women he ran around with, so we figured that wouldn't be a big issue. What happened to him, we could just say he ran off with a woman of some sort, so I wasn't much concerned about that. But anyway, we invited him to this party, not party, but card game. He would come, he gambled, and we were gambling, we were letting him win so that he would stay there, not, be overly concerned because he was caught up in the winning. So he's winning all of this money, and I'm looking at my watch, and it's getting later and later. Then finally, some of the guys said, "Hey, we're gonna leave now. It's time to go." And he was counting his money, and as he counted his money, with myself and one or two more of my associates, and so I got up and went to the bathroom, and he was still drinking and talking. And then when I returned with the 22, small and quiet, and I shot him 3 times on the back of the head, and even shot him in the spine. The bullet came out his throat. That was an accident. And we got his body together, and we cleaned up the place and used all of the different disinfectants and stuff to make sure things were cleaned. And that was it. It was gone. I won't get into too much more about it because obviously others could be implicated, but once again, this was just a part of the business. I had saved this family and at the same time made my bones. And so now I was able to become a made man, and that's the next thing I will elaborate on when I do this next conversation, how I moved up and I was given more responsibility. I'll talk to